school waiting for youth service call. You know, I ventured into teaching. And,
okay.
Yes. You know, you will be in the classroom teaching. The head teacher will just walk up, and we're having a meeting in the staff room. We're having a meeting in the staff room. I have 40 minutes to teach. I have 40 minutes to teach. And that meeting, tell your students, okay, I'll be back shortly. It was supposed to last for 5 minutes. They'll tell you some become kind of a brief information. You know, before you know it, the whole 30, 45 minutes is gone. And that is it. Teachers take this as, you know, a means to waste time, and the student achieve nothing. So it's a right step in the right direction for me, for teachers to stop holding meetings during school hours. If you want to hold your meetings, probably wait till after school. Give yourself that 30 minutes after the closure of the day. Sit down, discuss. Nobody holds you. Or you come very early in the morning and you hold your meetings. Or probably, maybe, perhaps during break period, you can forfeit it. Hold your meetings, and not to be calling teachers out of the classroom. In fact, sometimes when these meetings hold during break period, it extends till after. Yes, after the break period. And the students will be there doing nothing. But I just wish that this does not just end like this. You know, there are several other lapses that is going on in our education system, and the government of Nigeria need to rise up to fix.
Yes, let's talk about that, because we have heard different cases and reports of teachers' lackadaisical attitude, especially in public schools.
Yes.
Why do you think that is the case?
Okay, you know, the common statement in Nigeria, the local palace, we said, you know, na government work, you know, no key yourself, na government work. You know, that is the way Nigerians see things, especially when it's a thing of the public. They believe that since it's owned by everybody, it's owned by nobody. So you can just have this lackadaisical attitude towards it. It's not just in our secondary schools. Go to our universities. You see admin staff resuming work by 10, past 10, 11 o'clock. Everywhere in Nigeria. You know, our attitude to work in this country is very poor. And we need to change that. We need to change that, not just blaming the government every now and then. We need to change our attitude to work. You know, we just do things anyhow. You know, but if you employ a sales girl to, you know, you must make sure that that girl resumes is there, not moving up and down or obtaining permission anyhow, or leaving before the end of the agreed period. You won't do that. But when it just comes to, you know, a public thing,
nobody's
business. You know, everybody's business, nobody's business. So, you know, nobody's monitoring you. In fact, the head teacher is even coming, or they call it the headmaster or principal, is coming to the school by 10 o'clock. So you as a teacher, if you come by, you know,
who are you to
10,
come early?
who are you, you know? So nobody's monitoring you.
But could that be the reason all of this is going on, due to monitoring or lack of monitoring?
Sincerely, you know, human beings, we don't like doing things out of our own volition. We want to be coerced to some point. We want to be forced. We want to be monitored. We want to be checkmated. You understand? And if you don't do these things, you know, but over here in Nigeria, if there is a monitoring team going around the schools nowadays, you will hear that, they will inform the principal 2 weeks before that day. Are you trying to let them do? Put your statutory records in order. You know, fill your diaries and register. Write your lesson notes. We are coming. That is what you are telling them. Some of these things are supposed to be done, you know, without their notice.
Or could it be, is there some form of encouragement that's given to them when they come? Is there some sort of you know, exchange that happens? Could that be the reason they're telling them, well, come in, put yourself together? That is it now.
Prepare yourself financially, because we are coming. The Ministry of Education is coming to monitor the school, and in fact, if you don't give them a brand envelope, expect bossing.
Is that something that's actually happening?
Just go around now. It's here in Nigeria. There is nothing we should hide. It's happening. I'm telling you that I have been into the system, so I know what is
so
obtainable.
People who are actually delegated to do this thing, their job is to go around and monitor.
Yes.
They collect monies from this schools.
They expect, they don't coerce you,
okay,
but they expect you to give them something. And you, as a proprietor, proprietress, or probably the principal of a public school,
okay,
when you don't comply, you know what is waiting for you, because you must have seen that, okay, you didn't meet up here, so probably you just give them that shut up money.
That's indirect coercion. Because you just said if you don't do it, you already know what's waiting for you.
You know now, the right thing.
What's the right thing?
They should have written a report against those areas you have failed to, perform your duties. How many teachers were not in school? How many were not in school without permission? How many, look at your time book. How many have been absent? When do they come to school? Look at these things. They go around the school environment. Look at your laboratory.
Yes.
Look at and when one thing or the other is not in place, they document and write a report. But, by giving them that money now, they just write all is well. Meanwhile, the students are the ones suffering. And the education is the bedrock of every society, because it's a molding system that patterns the society. This is where we want to go. That is why China is where they are today, because they seem to have gotten it right in education. They don't go to classes and begin to read A's for apple like we are doing in Nigeria.
Oh, really?
Yes. Not necessarily.
It's different.
They begin to inculcate into you some morals from that level. You understand? And begin to introduce you to some technologies at your level, because those are things you need. Nobody come out on the street to begin solve quadratic equation. Nobody does that. What you do on a daily basis is to apply some of these basic principles you should have learned somewhat. Not just the algebraic expression. You're not finding X anywhere in your life.
My brother, we're finding X right now in Nigeria. The way we see it, it looks like we're finding X. But don't you think that some of these things,
yes,
you can't completely say it's not needed or it's not useful.
Truly. But we shouldn't
Don't you think that
so
is,
much on
you know, people used to say that, people used to say in Nigeria, if you can survive in Nigeria, you can survive anywhere. Don't you think our educational system has some sort of role to play in that?
It's because we make everything so difficult. You understand? Okay. Students that have been through the secondary school education system in Nigeria here, when they go abroad for their university degree or master program, you see them doing exploits.
Yes.
Because, we go through too much scrutiny here. They tend to emphasize so much on cramming and pouring. You understand? What you have. That's what we emphasize on this country. What you are able to write on paper instead of what you can do practically. So that is what we need to begin. These are the things we need to begin to change gradually. We are too backward. We are too, and every day.
Educationally.
And otherwise.
Okay.
We are just too backward. Our education system, are viewed.
So why have we not done that? What is the hiccup and challenge there?
They feel it is not needed.
No, ASU has been clamoring for that.
You understand? People that are responsible for doing some of these things are busy playing politics. They don't have the political will to begin to make some of these changes. Because if you look at some of the things we are studying in Nigeria, some of the courses offered in the university, they are just too backward. Some of these courses, we introduce some new and practical things. Everything now is our business. Begin to introduce students to the business of that course. You understand? Not let them begin to. The reason why 90% of persons go to school is to earn a living. I wouldn't say 100 because 90% is it. I wouldn't say 100. You earn a living, and when you come out of this system and somebody says that there is a deviation, there is a deviation between the gown and the town. The gown is the education system, and the town is the society. The gown is not producing what the town needs. We are lacking so much.
So what can we do right now to come out of that?
Change the curriculum we are having. Wash everything down. Change everything. Begin to introduce people to the business aspect of that course. Let them begin to see how they can generate income from it. Let them begin to learn it more of practically more than theoretically. What we just do is to cram. If you're a good cram, you're a best graduating student in the area. Cram very well.
All right. Thank you so much. I like the fact that at least you have made recommendations as to what can be done right now, because there are some courses in university when you ask the students, okay, for this course, where can you work? What can you do when you're done? They'll tell you. I've even heard someone say, in Nigeria, where we're supposed to work, people that graduate from my course, we don't have that in Nigeria. We have to go outside. That's when we get a job. So you're like, so why did you choose that you obviously are not going to find a job here in Nigeria except a lecturing job? So talking about the business side of every course is very important. All right, let's move on to the next story. We have reports that the human rights lawyer Femi Falana has criticized the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, that's the NNPCL, for setting the price of premium motor spirits produced by Dangote Refinery, calling it illegal under the Petroleum Industry Act. Falana explains that Section 205 of the PIA mandates that petrol prices should be determined by market forces, not by NNPCL. He also argues that since the Dangote Refinery produces petrol domestically, NNPCL cannot justify the high price of 950 naira per litre, which includes costs associated with imports, such as freight and foreign exchange fees. This criticism followed NNPCL's announcement of PMS prices after lifting commenced at the Dangote Refinery, sparking further backlash from the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria and other Nigerians, because this backlash has been coming from everywhere concerning the price of Dangote. This is where a lot of Nigerians had hope on. Okay, this is finally it. When Dangote, there was some sort of celebration, honestly, and people have been waiting for the price. Dangote saying it's not them, it's NNPCL. NNPCL saying that they're waiting for that and all of that, and now we finally have the price up. What is your take? You know, especially on Falana's statement. I
wouldn't fault Falana and his statement, because he's a lawyer, a sound practicing one at that, and you know, the law there is clear, you know. But the truth is, we as Nigerians had so much hopes, like you rightly stated. But I sense that all was not, you know, right when I noticed that very close to when Dangote was about, you know, releasing his product into the market. The product of fuel rose to, you know, 1,950 to 1,200, 1,300. I noticed that something fishy is really, you know, something is fishy somewhere. There's something cooking. Because what these people do mostly is just to play politics with the lives of Nigerians. And if you look at every move of this government, you will understand that it is just bent on exploiting this country. They understand that if they have left it at probably 600 or 700 where it was, by the time Dangote, you know, would come into the market, Dangote product will come into the market, it will be expected that it should be sold for less than that price. You understand? So they took it up to 1,000 what? 213. At some point we are buying 1,500. So maybe that's when we'll now bring it down a little, 900, 1,000. Now we feel like, okay, something has gone out of it, you know. But governance in this country is not rocket science. It's just that we don't have the right leaders. We don't have people that have the masses at heart. People that really want to solve societal problems. What we have in our political terrain and arena is people that want to make money, exploit the people, get fame. Just sit down there. It is my turn.
This way now, who exactly are you referring to in this umbrella? In
NNPC,
this tree?
the government.
The NNPC.
Yes, because it's not rocket science. This thing, the price of goods and services, is just a matter of demand and supply. When the demand is higher than the supply, what happens? The price will go up. When the supply is higher than the demand, the price will go down. It's a simple economic knowledge. Everybody on the street knows. Even the woman selling pepper. You understand? If you have now agreed to, give some aspect of petroleum manufacturing to the private sector, bring in more. So we have more people doing what? Producing. Don't monopolize it. It's simple economic terms. Dangote is a capitalist. But mind you, there are other ways. Like I said, the NNPC is ready to be faulted. Nigerian government, there are other ways to checkmate this price. One, you also negotiate with him on how much you are selling to him in particular. And that should be different from how much you are selling to other persons that are taking it abroad. You understand? But so he will understand that, yes, I owe you something. I owe the people something because I've been given a consensus rather. Two, remove these bottlenecks. When it comes to lifting some of those trade barriers, remove them. Make it easy to flow for him. So that, he can you can see that he's enjoying some privileges, and that will reflect in the price of this product.
But so you think the reason this price is probably high is because of you talked about some bottlenecks?
Yes.
You also talked about that's between the NNPCL now and
yes.
Dangote.
Yes.
That's why the price could be high.
One of it, like I said.
Okay.
Secondly, it is politics. It is politics. Because, like I rightly narrated, you can see that just within that period when Dangote was supposed to release his petroleum product into the market, the price of PMS rose up drastically. We were all shouting.
True.
I noticed. It's just that
I think where a lot of Nigerians began to feel like there's something fishy was when there was this back and forth argument about the price.
Truly.
Now we heard, okay, the field is ready, we're ready to start reading out, and then NNPCL comes, Dangote first off comes and says, it's not in our hands, the price is not in our hands. We are just to make it available while NNPCL would handle the pricing.
Truly, because like you would understand that the Dangote refinery is selling directly to NNPC.
Yes.
Not to any other
yes,
company.
solely to NNPC.
Yes, solely. So NNPC now determines the price.
That's after they have bought.
After they have bought.
But then this is where I'm going now. Dangote told us it's not in his hands. The pricing is not in his hands. It's in the hands of NNPC. He just makes it available. And then NNPC comes and says, if Dangote's fuel is too expensive, more expensive than what we're buying from outside, we're going to keep importing. We won't buy from Dangote. In fact, that was when they made it open and said, you know what, let marketer can go buy from Dangote if they want. It's open. And then federal government had to come and correct that and said they're selling solely to NNPCL. But then there's another argument on ground amongst between NNPCL and the marketers. The marketers are saying, why can't we buy from Dangote? And NNPCL are saying they are good. That's the federal government is saying NNPCL are going to buy solely from Dangote. What is your thought on this particular argument between these two parties?
It's the politics going on.
But is this in what aspects now?
The truth is, they understand that they are going to lose so much
if
other marketers comes to buy.
Okay.
You understand? Because the more people are coming to buy, and you have to determine how much you will sell what you bought now. You will go to a producer, let's say a producer of milk, now, and we are, you know, they are supplying us. They supply 3-4 persons. I go to my own shop. I look at what rate I have bought, my transportation and all of such, other expenses. How much do I think I will want to, you know, get as profit from this product? You know, that should be determined by me. Yours is determined by you. So somebody can come to my shop, get that product for 250 naira, go to your shop, you are selling for 270 naira. The person comes back to me. You understand? So they understand some of these intricacies, and probably they still want to remain relevant and control the dynamics of, you know, fuel price. Because there are a lot of politics going on with this fuel pricing and all of stuff.
Well, if you leave it for the marketers,
yes,
are they not going to now be the ones in control of the fuel price? Remember how the marketers have been handling this fuel price thing? For you to go to this station is different. You go to this, and all these people are buying from NNPCL.
Do you know that if NNPCL still, as in, is still the cheapest, amongst them, no madman will leave NNPCL and go and buy from this.
When there's so much crowd in NNPCL, come on.
Yes, that is.
It has been that way. Why do you think people are still buying from other marketers?
That is the truth. But you now need to now have so much products in your hand. You understand? Have much more products than ever.
Right. Thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. We're going straight to religion. After this very interesting stories you don't want to miss, stay with us. What's the time? Tell us you don't go ahead. I say me stay where I go to see you. And we are back. Thank you so much for standing by and stay right here with us. Let's move straight to the religion. A lot of people keep saying religion is one big problem in Nigeria. I don't know why they say that anyway. But I still have my guests in the studio with me. I want to talk about the women wing of the Christian Association of Nigeria, now Lagos State chapter, that they have declared a 7-day fasting and prayer session for the nation, addressing current economic challenges. The session themed Divine Intervention will be part of their 13th convention and 30th anniversary, taking place from September 16 to 22nd in Lagos. The Lagos chairperson, Sioma emphasized the vital role of women in society, calling on them to join the prayer for the nation's healing. She also encouraged women to actively participate in governance, particularly at the grassroots level, to help shape the nation's future. Before we go to women participating in governance, let's start from the prayer and fasting. The theme is divine intervention. Is this not what Nigeria needs right now? While I was going through, so you're seriously laughing. This is not what Nigeria needs. Some sort of something, you know, something out of the ordinary.
When I told you earlier that we are always getting it wrong in this country, you felt I was joking. This is one of the aspects.
Okay, why do you say so?
No, if you read about the histories of developed countries, you would not see any that has developed because of prayer and fasting. You understand? I am not against praying and fasting. You understand? Because if you look at the Bible correctly, properly, you will know that these things are just to, you know, gather clouds, you know. They begin to do, this is just politics.
Prayer is politics?
Yes, this is political now.
How is
you can see at the end
political?
of her statement, she came out to say women